Ladies and gentlemen, guys and girls, my name is Raven and welcome back to my channel. Now last night there was another Warriors Den live stream and this one was a semi-big one. We got a bunch of balance talk and we got some other things that they showed as well. So what we're going to do is we're going to go through all of the content of the week and all that sort of stuff, so the new stuff, and then what we're going to do is talk about the balance side of it. Now the balance talk was pretty long. They had a Q&A section which was also pretty long, but there were some general themes that they hit on which I want to talk about, and then I got some other discussion videos coming out over the weekend which should be pretty cool. So the way we're going to do this is we're going to start off with all the news and then we're going to go into a bit of a Ravens ramble. So up first is the content of the week, and it is the rock paper scissors emote which was leaked last week. The footage is going to be playing in the background, and yeah, it's for what it is, it's okay. It's nicely animated and everything, but from what I can tell, everyone just gets to draw, like no one wins the thing. I'd like it if it had some RNG elements to it where, like, you know, you're doing it and like the guy goes paper and you go freaking scissors and you win. That'd be fun. But yeah, it's an okay emote for what it is. Next up is the sale of the week, and that is mythic outfits. So there is the Solaris, the Dawn Sky, and the Zodiac Warrior. These are now 10,000 steel. They used to be 15,000 steel, and this offer is valid until the 22nd of November. So make sure if you want any of those, you jump in and grab them while they're 5k steel cheaper, because steel is hard to come by unless you want to buy a steel pack. Next up, Dance of Death is back, and it's going from now until the 21st of November. Essentially, for those of you who don't know what Dance of Death is, you basically win by having both your opponents dead at the same time, and there's no revive. And to go along with that is a new event order. It's called Special Slayers Challenge, and essentially just be the faction with the most takedowns performed in Dance of Death, and of course you get steel rewards for coming first, second, and third. And that event challenge is going from the 16th of November until the 20th of November. So that right there is the news portion done. Okay, so now we're going to move into the Ravens Ramble part, and we're going to talk about what was said there. What I'm going to do is, for you guys, if you want to watch it, I'm going to link down below the balance talk segment and the Q&A segment in the comment section. So if you want to go and listen to everything that they said, feel free. I'm just going to summarize my thoughts and opinions on it, because otherwise this video is going to be like an hour long, because it was a very, very long talk between the two. So the things that the devs hit on was they hit on light spam, which we're going to talk about. They hit on revenge, which we're going to talk about. They hit on Shugoki, and they hit on Lawbringer, which were the big things for me. They also hit on Warlord and some out of, you know, out of lock stuff where you run around and you want to, you know, Warlord and you push people in duels and stuff. So we're going to talk about all of that. So first of all, let's talk about Warlord and Shinobi. Essentially, they just flat out came out and said that their sprint guard breaks are just going to get a flat nerf, because in 1v1s, you get that happening all the time, where people, they'll unlock and they'll run away for a little bit and then come back in and try and like sprint you into a wall, so that way they can get a free heavy and stuff like that, which is really, really annoying. Or for Shinobi, sprint tackle you and then get a double hit light. It's really annoying. They realize this and they just want to completely get rid of that, so they're going to be nerfing that in some way or description, but once again, they haven't told us what they're going to do. Key thing to keep in mind here, okay, and before I go any further, every single thing that they talked about balance-wise, nothing's happening until 2019. This is one thing I saw everyone hitting on, where everyone's like, we need stuff now. The devs just came out and said none of it's happening until 2019. Luckily, it's November, so there's only like a month and a half until 2019. So that's good. But yeah, if you're expecting any form of like, you know, big time balance for anything anytime soon, unfortunately it's not going to happen. The devs just came out and said that, but they did say they want to be more transparent with us. They did say that they've been fucking up when it comes to communicating with us, which is good that they acknowledge that, which is good that they want to be more transparent, and it's also good that they want to keep us up to date on what the fight team is doing when it comes to balance and stuff. Even if they come out and just say, hey, we're doing stuff in 2019, season 9, all that sort of stuff, that's good. That's what more can we ask for? At least we know what's happening, rather than us just all sitting here going, how about balance? How about balance? And they're like, battle outfits? So yeah, it's a good change. Next up, let's talk about the Shugoki Rework. Now, everyone, once again, their minds are being blown. They're like, oh my god, they confirmed Shugoki Rework for season 9. We already knew that. We knew about that for like ages. I've been saying that on the channel, that for at least about 3-4 weeks, maybe even a month, I've been saying, yeah, the devs, the Romans said this, yep, Shugoki Rework's coming as the next one in line. We already know it's coming, and we didn't get it this season, so obviously we're getting it next season. But Shugokis rejoice, brother Gokis, my people. You're gonna get a rework, and I cannot wait to see what they do with him. I want them to do something really good with brother Goki, so that way we can just go around and we can just crush heads left, right, and center. But at least we know that season 9, we're going to be getting that rework, which is great. It's about fucking time. Next thing they hit on is revenge, and essentially we already knew this once again, that a while ago they said that they're not happy where revenge is right now, because in 1v1 duels and so on and so forth, just by blocking and parrying, you gain a bunch of revenge, and it's kind of skewed, and it's a little bit out of whack. It's nowhere near as bad as it used to be, But yeah, they're not happy where it is right now, and they want to fix it further, which they're going to be addressing in the future, which is really good, because like I said, revenge is a really nice mechanic for when you're getting ganked. It's needed for when you're getting ganked, but outside of when you're getting ganked, the one thing that shits me the most is when you're fighting someone 1v1, even in Dominion, okay? Let's say you're playing Dominion or Breach, and you're having a 1v1, and the guy just starts, he turtles a little bit on dodging a little bit, and you're throwing these attacks out on him, he's not really doing much, and then he just gets revenge in a 1v1, and then just turns around and crushes you, and you can't attack him because you're going to get crushed unless you can bait out the revenge, but then he has a shield, he can guard break through your attacks, It's a pain in the ass. Revenge needs to be a primary mechanic used for when you have basically 2 or 3 or 4 people attacking you at once, so that way it can give you a chance to either try and kill all of them and give you a chance to survive, or it gives a chance for your teammates to rock up and help. So the closer we can get to that, the better, and the devs acknowledge it and they realize it, so that's another good step in the right direction. Next up, let's talk about the Lawbringer, Mr. Lawbro himself. Now, the devs said that Lawbringer is one of the best at turtling right now, which is kind of true because he has one of the best parry punishers in the game, so on and so forth. But once again, because most characters right now have openers, have all this sort of stuff, Lawbringer is a little bit shit. Those who don't like the fact that his shove off of block is really annoying to fight against, which it is when you're facing a Lawbringer, but at the same time, it's one of the only decent things Lawbringer has. Overall, it came down to data. They say in data, once again, because they're all data guys, Lawbringer is doing completely fine, they're fine where he is. That's why Roman was saying all that sort of stuff in the past when it comes to Lawbringer. He's just saying people need to learn how to play him properly, and of course, because the devs, they look at the top 2.1% of players who are basically gods and can do whatever they want whenever they want, because once again, they're really good at the game, which is fair, but they don't take into account, you know, the rest of the entire player base or consoles, which is a completely different story depending on, you know, who you talk to, and the majority of the people, Lawbro is shit. When it comes to the top competitive stuff, Lawbro is doing okay, and he's doing completely fine. The data says he's doing fine, so the devs said they realize that there's a disconnect there. Because what they're looking at, there he's fine, he's okay, he's doing good. But when it comes to the community's outcry, everyone's like, can you please buff the fucker? He's not doing that well, especially compared to X, Y, and Z hero. So at least they acknowledge that there is some disconnect there. There's an issue right now, because what they're saying is not what's matching up with what the community wants. Now, they did say they're going to be buffing the guy, they're going to be doing something with him because they realize the community wants this. And that is good, because hopefully I'll be able to play the guy because he looks really fucking cool with the brand new Apollyon style armor, and I want to be able to play him, but he's a goddamn potato, and I don't want to play a potato. So once again, nothing concrete's going to be coming anytime soon when it comes to any of this stuff. They said it, stressed it enough, 2019, season 9. So we are going to have to wait for that, but at least they're acknowledging the fact that this is one of the biggest problems they've faced when it comes to balance. The same thing happened, like they said, back in season 2 with Centurion. The data was saying Centurion was doing good, but of course Centurion, when he first came out, was an absolute fucking wrecking ball, and he was crushing people left, right, and center, and everyone was fucking complaining in a massive uproar. But their data said everything was okay. Yeah, he had a high win rate, but he was just up there. So the devs, from this point onwards, they need to, yeah, take data into account. Data is important, facts are important, but at the same time, if the majority of your player base is struggling with something, then you need to fix that regardless of what the data says. Because the top 2.1% of the player base, yeah, it's cool to take them into account. They know the game ins and out, but at the same time, it doesn't fucking matter if you make a game for those 2.1% players unless you only want a player base of 2.1% people. Okay, you got to take into account consoles, which is the majority of your market. You got to take into account PC, which is the rest of the market, and you got to take into account the fact that the majority of your players are not in that 2.1%. So you have to balance around the majority on console and PC over the top tier players. Take their advice into account, by all means, because then that's needed. The facts and the statistics are needed. But if you're only taking the facts and the stats from the very top echelon of the best players, then it's going to be completely skewed because the rest of the players aren't on their level. So the rest of the players are going to get completely crushed, or they're not going to do as well, and they're going to have different issues. And that needs to be addressed, that needs to be looked at. And from what I got, the devs are slowly starting to see that. They're slowly starting to go, yes, we've been looking at the very top, but we need to start taking into account the body more. Because the head is saying one thing, the body's saying another thing, and they need to sort this shit out. But it's really, really good to see that Shugoki is getting some love. Hopefully he's going to be completely viable. They've done really well with some of the other reworks, so I'm hoping they give him a really good rework, which is going to be great. Lawbro is going to get a buff in some degree, so I really hope that they do that and he gets something really, really good done to him, so that way he's nice and viable. Give him a fucking open up, please. That's not the push. Please just do it for us. Make Lawbro as viable as everyone else. That's all I want. But it's really good to see those things being focused on. And next up, we're going to be talking about the light spam, which the devs are completely completely fucking out of touch with. Here's all I'm going to say about this, because I got a full video coming out about how to fix light spam and how to actually address that issue, so we can have a big discussion about it, because a big discussion needs to be held because the devs are completely out of touch. From what they said on this dev stream, the devs said that they had 500 ms lights and everyone was just parrying them left, right, and center, so that's why they had to speed them up, and you know, it was really easy for them to block them, and at 600 ms it was too easy, 500 was too easy, 450 was too easy, they have to go down to 400 in order to make them viable. All that's completely fine, get that, 100%, not the issue whatsoever that most people have with light spam. And I think the devs are looking at the light spam in the completely wrong way, and in my video I'm going to talk about it more on what I think needs to happen with light attacks to make them viable, to make them so they can stay at 400 ms and be completely fine, and to make it actually suit what it is. That video is going to be coming out over the weekend, so keep an eye out for that. But yeah, when it comes to the current state of the light spam and the light attacks and everything, from what I heard on the Warriors Den last night, they're looking at it completely wrong, and they don't understand what people hate about it. They're just looking at the data and they're saying, we do X, Y, and Z things, it's too easy to block, so we need to do this in order to make it viable, and they're not really looking at it as a whole. But at the end of the day, we got some news about balance. We know everything's happening in 2019, which is only a month and a half away. We got that they understand some of the issues. We got that they're working on a whole bunch of things, and what more can we ask for? Honestly, I know it needs to happen soon, and it's going to be happening soon. Hopefully it happens soon, but at least they're starting to talk about it more, and they're giving us a rough outline of what we want. They're going, we got X, Y, and Z things planned, and that is beautiful. But that is the end of the video, guys, so thank you so much for watching. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up, leave a comment down below, and let me know your thoughts. I love reading and replying to all your comments down below. And feel free to check out my Discord and Twitter. There is a link down below in the description box for both of those as well. The Discord is a great way for me to talk to you guys outside the YouTube comments section. And of course, the Twitter is a great way for you guys to get a notification whenever a video is being uploaded, because YouTube is a bit weird sometimes. And if you like this video and you like what I'm doing here on the channel and you want to support the channel further, feel free to check out my Patreon. There'll be a link down below in the description box, and a link will pop up at the end of the video. And if you choose to donate, it is greatly appreciated. And a big shout out to my current patrons whose names you've been seeing in the background. Just wanted to say thank you for your support. It really does mean a lot. And please share this video around, it does help me out a fuck ton. And if you want to see more videos from me, please hit the subscribe button. I shall see you all in the next video. Have a good one, guys.